You remember when Zach LaVine brought the dunk contest back to life in 2015? Well, I'm here to talk about the dunk contest that destroyed it. The 2014 dunk contest will go down as one of the most bizarre renditions of the event in NBA history. It sticks out like no other and is a format that makes me really question why they went with this the way that they did in the first place. But let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome in, and if you know me, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for those of you that support me on Patreon and Nebula. That helps me do this stuff full time, and I really appreciate you guys. I love the community we're building here, and let's keep it going. So this dunk contest is hosted by Nick Cannon, and there's a DJ on the court too. Other dunk contests don't usually have a DJ on the court, but this is just a small detail here. The contestants are John Wall, Terrence Ross, and Paul George, and the Western team is Damian Lillard, Harrison Barnes, and Ben McLemore. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, you know how the older dunk contests and the newer dunk contests had dunk contest participants as an individual? Well, this one decided to have teams. Also, the 2013 one had teams as well, but it was a different format, which was fine. Now, last year's dunk contest was also split into East and West, but this one wasn't as bad because of the difference in formats, which I'll get to in a bit. The one thing that already stands out here is that there are only 3 judges. Usually, there are 5. There's Dr. J, Magic Johnson, and Dominique Wilkins. And we immediately go into the freestyle round, which means that the Eastern Conference has about 90 seconds to do as many fun dunks as possible in that time span. For those of you that watch my videos and don't really watch basketball, the NBA dunk contest format is usually 2 rounds and it has 4 contestants. Each participant in each round usually does 2 dunks, and they're scored by 5 judges, and each judge has a number from 6 to 10. You add it all up, that's the dunk score for that specific dunk. You will not see a single dunk score in this entire video. So yeah, 90 seconds to do as many fun dunks as possible, and I'll get to my thoughts on this as we go on, but let's see what they have to offer, shall we?
90 seconds for all 3 of them to participate in that freestyle dunk exhibition.
Okay.
Unlimited number of dunks.
So this is like the get loose round.
Yeah, the warm-up, right?
Yeah, the warm-up.
It's like the layup warm-up here.
We're already starting off wild. We're already starting off on a sad note. I don't want my dunk contest rounds to ever be described as a warm-up round or a layup line. That's actually bad. The Eastern Conference dunkers aren't doing bad so far. We get a John Wall alley-oop windmill, and then we have a Terrence Ross 360, but these all don't feel like dunk contest dunks. This literally feels like a layup line between a very stacked AAU team, and I'm speaking about that from experience. I played AAU for like 2 months, and we faced off against some teams where you knew it was over by the time you saw them doing 360 windmills before the game even started. We also seem to miss the most important part of the dunk contest, and that's the crowd itself being wowed. That's one of the most important parts. I think what solidifies the mystique and magic of the dunk contest is the fact that you have NBA All-Stars and celebrities courtside that are in awe and amazed by what these contestants can do on the basketball court. And those are some of the best basketball players in the world, and they're being like, this is the peak of athleticism right here. I think that action and reaction really is what made the dunk contest the premier event of NBA All-Star Weekend.
Be in the finals of a dunk contest.
And we're also in the freestyle round missing the preparation, the signs that they actually put some thought into these dunks. And yes, having 3 people on the floor potentially opens up for possibilities that haven't been done before, but it's just not exciting enough for a dunk contest. It just isn't, flat out.
George,
Who do you play for?
who do you think?
That's my point. Oh, they like the mascots.
Also, there's only 1 ball, so there's a lot of downtime in between dunks. I think if they each had a ball, there would be more flash, more pop, and the speed of the round wouldn't appear to drag on. The East does get credit for their preparation, but I don't know how much was put into this. Compared to other dunk contest rounds, I'm sure that this was kind of an afterthought for all 3 of them. And that's no shade to them. This is a dumb format.
Kyle Lowry's played well. Oh, this is nice. That's
Yes,
nice.
yeah, that's very nice.
That's nice.
That's very nice.
That's
See,
nice.
some thought went into this.
Yeah, that was nice.
They
That
had a
was nice.
game plan and they executed it because they missed that first trio of dunk, and then they came back with that one off the shot clock.
That was
Very
nice.
impressive.
So the Eastern Conference team gets a score by Oh yeah, there isn't a score for any of these dunks. And Charles Barkley makes a great point about how to judge this, really.
You know, I think it's going to be very difficult to pick a winner. I mean, obviously a team is going to win, but I don't know who I would have said had the best dunks out of those three.
Like, this freestyle round is giving us a lot of dunks in a short period of time, and it'll be hard to judge who wins this round. Maybe. It's time for the West to go. Now, they try some stuff here and there, and they seem more experimental than the Eastern side, but the dunks just aren't landing. Kenny Smith even brings up a question as to why Harrison Barnes is even here in the first place.
A dunk in this freestyle portion.
Well, they better put this in. Okay, two hands. I think Harrison Barnes is a great game dunker. You know, I'm not sure about in this contest. He's a great game dunker. This kid is going to be a good dunker.
Oh, that's nice.
And I think that Kenny Smith is correct here. Harrison Barnes' dunks in his career give off more I'm going to dunk over you power style versus I'm going to do something fancy with my vertical leap. There are two types. They're game dunkers and then they're dunk contest dunkers. I do not think that Harrison Barnes is a dunk contest dunker. So I understand what Kenny Smith is trying to say here. Would I have said it during the round? Probably not. So dunk contests sometime after this started to have the inside the NBA broadcast feed over the entire arena, I think. This is not one of those times. If Harrison Barnes does want to wow this dunk contest crowd, he's going to have to get creative. More on that later. Now, Lillard misses a East Bay dunk, and the broadcast instantly debates on if Lillard has the potential to land it in general.
He does it.
And if he does do it?
Bet he does it on this one. Bet he does it on this one.
Oh, my goodness.
I told you.
Oh, my goodness.
And I think that that's the best dunk of both freestyle rounds, but that's not good. That's a low bar for this dunk contest. Next, we have to go to the judges, and they have to pick a team that won the round and explain why. I don't know if you guys have watched NBA dunk contests before, but usually judges don't have to give their reasoning as to why they like said dunk better. They would just give a number and keep pushing. But we don't have that in this format. Dominique Wilkins votes for the East because of their consistency, but gives props to Damian Lillard for having the best dunk in the round. Magic goes next.
Now, Magic, who you gonna go for?
Well, you know I'm a West guy. They came on strong right at the end. So if they can start the next round like they finished, it'll be all right. But I got to go with the East on that first round. That East, they represented on that first round.
Finally, Dr. J goes with the East to make it a sweep, and they get to win 3 points for this dunk contest. And their reward of all this is that they get to choose to go second in the battle round. But we, the fans, get to vote for the Sprite Slam Dunker of the night. Again, this is the fan voting era of the dunk contest, which I hate. If you've seen my other videos on dunk contests around this time, you know why I don't like it. Because the fans are voting during the entire contest. Like, you could vote before you even see the rest of the dunks, which makes this more of a popularity contest, which is frustrating. Next up is the dunk battles, where one player from the Eastern Conference faced off against one player from the Western Conference, and the first team to win 3 battles wins the entire contest. The first battle is Damian Lillard versus Terrence Ross. Each dunker has 3 attempts. Now, Dame misses the first attempt, but does a clean 360 windmill off the bounce. And it's a shame that we just do not get scores for these. That's such a shame. Now, Terrence Ross comes out and brings Drake and shows up with a little bit more entertainment. And you gotta remember that this is 2014 Drake, after recently dropping Nothing Was the Same in September of 2013. And this is the first time where the dunk contest actually feels like a contest. The theatrics and extra stuff is what separates the dunk contest from an everyday warm-up like the first round. Terrence Ross misses the first one, and then Charles Barkley reminds us that the best part of these contests in this era is the inside the NBA team themselves.
So, Kevin, what do you do on the weekend now that there's no football? He's at the NBA All-Star Game announcing a dunk contest that you're not paying attention to. Oh!
So Ross had another go at it and nails it.
There it is. Oh, there it is. See, I think when you don't do it on the first attempt, it takes so much out of it. Yes.
But again, man, this crowd is so dead, and the only people standing up in the arena are his Eastern Conference teammates.
And so you have to be more excited than the fans to get them excited. See, watch his post dunk. After he dunks it, he's just calm, collected. You can't be calm, collected. I know you're the champ is here, but it's a new format, and you better bring it.
Which is wild. and really sad. The dunk contest should have people out of their seats, not glued to their seats, okay? The point Kenny's making here is not necessarily false. We've watched cool, calm, and collected people win dunk contests before, like Zach LaVine, but more or less every dunk contest that wins the night, you usually show some kind of emotion after they dunk it home, but Terrence Ross doesn't really do that here. Next up, we have the judges decide after just one dunk. I didn't think that it would just be one dunk to one dunk, and they have to see which one is better. Wilkins goes with East, Johnson goes with West, and Dr. J is the tiebreaker.
All right.
Okay, we're not talking about the misses, we're talking about the makes, and of the made dunks. Degree of difficulty and a perfect dunk.
Terrence Ross has won the first battle.
Lillard is eliminated.
And just like that, Damian Lillard is eliminated from the entire competition. Yep, it's just a one dunk showdown, which sucks. Especially when Damian Lillard had the best dunk in the first round as well as a pretty good second round dunk. But that's what's wrong with this format. It doesn't reward good dunkers with a good score because there's no score. It's annoying. And the announcers also think that Lillard got robbed.
That takes a lot of steam out of the West with Lillard. In my
Yeah,
opinion,
because
he was the best dunker.
on
He
the
was
West.
the best dunker.
Yeah, but I thought he had a better dunk, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I did too.
Next up is Harrison Barnes versus Paul George. And I have no idea what Harrison Barnes is about to do here. Oh?
He's getting plugged in. I don't know what he's getting plugged in.
They're going to make on 2K14, they're going to make a replica of this that you can download to your game. I'm not sure how soon, but very soon.
So in NBA 2K14, they did a digital version of whatever dunk that Harrison Barnes was about to do here. So what is he about to do?
He's got to bring power because he's probably the most powerful guy here. He can't out-finesse these guys. He can't out-finesse them. See, that's out-finesse.
That's all right, Harrison. You have a few more tries left. I mean, okay. You have one more try, Harrison.
Mystery. That's not bad, but it's a game dunk. It's a game dunk. It's a game dunk.
Man,
You dunk on somebody like that?
Don't cover for it because he's a
No,
Tar
if
Heel.
you dunk on somebody like that, you know, in a dunk contest, that looks like, I don't know if that's going to be in the game either.
Well,
No,
that's not going to be downloaded. That won't be downloaded. Look, he just tapped and said, sorry, we're not downloading that one. Come on.
I looked up a YouTube video of the game downloaded into 2K14, and yeah, man, it's crazy that this was the time and the dunker for this. They apparently called it the Black Falcon dunk, but this dunk was not anything really special. What he was attempting had a chance to be. I understood where he was going, but this feels like a dunk that Paul George would totally crush. Maybe if they did this last year, they would have had a chance to get maybe Gerald Green to do this. Oh, wait, no, wait. 2K14 put a version of this dunk in the arena, and it's actually better than the dunk that Harrison Barnes did. And I'm so sorry, man, but this is embarrassing work all around. Like, it's a big risk, big reward kind of move, but you have to nail it. You have to nail it. It's oof. Anyway, it's time for him to face off against, oh, Paul George?
The glowing jersey. Oh, shut it down. I want him to shut it down, young man. I want you to shut it down, young man.
In hindsight, this isn't really fair, dog. Even Paul George's missed attempt has more excitement than Barnes, man.
See, when you get your NBA cohorts to stand up, that's, you know, you've done something special or about to do something special. This is a special dunk right here. That would be a special dunk. Miss or make it. Man, he's got to make it. I want to see him make it. Slow down. Take your time.
Oh no, he has only 2 more attempts left.
The second one was not an attempt they ruled.
He's got to try.
He's got one more left.
Oh, Paul, you have to hit this attempt. You have to hit this.
Oh, so now you admit it.
Oh! Okay.
Well, that got it.
Unless you put up the tape, like I do.
Oh, thank God. We almost had Harrison Barnes advance off a technicality. Kenny Smith calls this one actually a video game dunk. Wilkins goes with the East. Magic and Dr. J also vote for the East with East, so the East wins the first 2. And then last up is John Wall versus Ben McLemore. Now, Ben McLemore walks out to a King's walk, followed by Shaq.
Hear ye!
Oh, my, come
On the 15th day of February, in the year 2014, it is with incredible joy and distinct honor that I proclaim, as witness to this event, that henceforth the realm of Sacramento will now be known as the land of McLemore. Lord O'Neal, please usher in this new era.
And honestly, I don't know what a Kings fan would think of this. You had Shaq, a minority owner of the Sacramento Kings from 2013 to like 2022. Then you have Ben McLemore, good dunker, bad person. So Shaq then holds a McLemore jersey up, and I can't believe that this bit is getting worse and worse by the second. All right, looks like McLemore is gonna jump over Shaq in the Kings chair. Now, the bit worked because everyone is standing up to watch, and
You know what's interesting about Shaq just standing there in the lane?
there's just something so crazy about a missed dunk that the rim mic gets perfectly, and you can just hear the air just evaporate out of the building.
Oh, it's hard. It's gonna be hard to beat John Wall.
I know this dunk contest is all about showmanship, but sorry, this is weak, bro. It's weak. I'm sorry, man. It's hard to take Shaq seriously as a symbol of any importance to the Sacramento Kings. Anyway, it's time for John Wall, and I really hope that this dunk contest gets better. John Wall instantly pumps the crowd up with his presence, and it's time to take a back seat and talk about John Wall's popularity at the time. He's a first-time All-Star this season, as well as being what I think is one of the most important players in the modern age of basketball, off of his popularity alone. He has one of the most popular basketball mixtapes of all time, which I will not show because you will not demonetize Me Again Who mixtape. He had a song made about him as a college freshman called Do the John Wall, and he helped restart the NBA Kentucky guard pipeline. Also, he was my favorite to win the dunk contest just out of knowing him before because he won a dunk contest in high school. And that is what being a dunk contest participant is all about. Hyping the crowd up, nailing the dunk on the first try, and then landing the celebration. And I'll even go so far as to think that this is light work for him too. This sets up for an easy sweep, and it just makes that Kings showmanship bit fall even flatter on its face.
John Wall just brought the slam dunk contest back. That was nice. That was nice. That was there you have it. The decision.
So we have an Eastern Conference sweep, and that's the contest. Now, the way they talked about it, it felt like there was supposed to be another round if the West was able to get one of these victories because it was 1st to 3. And then I saw in a Bleacher Report article that the dunk contest winner would have had to been determined when no players from one conference are remaining in the competition, which sounds good in theory, but we never saw this in practice, and this format never happened again, as 2015 just kind of went back to the classics. And this just seems weird, man. There wasn't a single dunk number rating on the board. I remember when I was working at my old job, I made a big article that ranked all of the NBA dunk contest 50s throughout history up until that time. And for these fan voting ones, I couldn't incorporate them into the article because there's no 50 rating. There's no number rating at all. And it made me reinforce my hatred for fan voting in a dunk contest. It's stupid. Lastly, we have the entire team in the champions podium, and John Wall is voted dunker of the night. So John Wall technically won the slam dunk contest, but not like it was a team thing. I don't know, man. It's confusing. My question is if the East lost, would John Wall have still been able to win dunker of the night? I don't think that question ever gets answered for us. The thing about this is that all of this only feels like half a dunk contest, because the freestyle round just feels like a warm-up, and the dunk battle is not the worst idea, but I feel like the dunk battle just wasn't a fleshed out idea. And seeing the potential of the contestants in this contest really makes it hit harder as well. Like Paul George, John Wall, Damian Lillard dunk contest, and Terrence Ross would have been a strong contest, like it would have been a strong and fun dunk contest, but instead we had this stuff, and it's bad. Almost everything felt flat. The judging felt flat because all 3 of those guys have judged in dunk contests before, and they don't have to talk in it, but they didn't seem excited about this. Nick Cannon does a fine job hosting. This was a time where like Nick Cannon was in everything. I think Nick Cannon was also the host of America's Got Talent as well at this time. So Nick Cannon was everywhere. He does a fine job in terms of what they gave him here, but having to host one of the flattest dunk contests in the history can't be an easy task. I'm so glad that they went away from this format, and they should never do this again. As a longtime content creator, I consider myself a student of the game. I love nerding out and being constantly entertained and inspired by some of the best creators and projects in the space. It doesn't matter the genre. For example, one of my favorite sports creators, Mapify, has a series called Beyond the Bleachers. They break down the correlation between the geography and impact of stadium locations all around the world. Episode 1 compares European football stadiums to American football stadiums. Episode 2 examines the size and age of stadiums between Europe and North America, while Episode 3 explores the diverse cultures that stadiums foster. It's a riveting commentary that answers a lot of questions I had about stadium location choices and how it subliminally affects us as fans. Beyond the Bleachers is a show original to Nebula, the creator-owned streaming service that I am very proud to be a part of. It is the home of incredible content from some of the best creators in the world, and is the sponsor of this video. The best way to support me is by signing up for Nebula with my link. There are multiple plans that you can do to help support me. There's the one-time lifetime payment of $300, where you get Nebula forever. But if you want to go year by year, that's more than fine too. With my link, you can get a special discount for the annual plan while supporting me directly in the process. A nice portion of that money will go directly to me as long as you are subscribed. That helps me with the consistency and quantity of the content that you'll get from me. Support me and the many other awesome creators today by signing up for Nebula today. Thanks for watching, y'all.